Okay, plotting means basically कोई एक equation दिया हुआ होगा and that will be basically turning it into a graph. That will be turning into a graph, okay, on the Cartesian coordinate system, okay. The basics what we saw in the previous classes about coordinate geometry, that we basically apply here while plotting the graphs, okay. We just need to understand points and, you know, joining the points to form lines, okay. Now, for plotting of graphs, we mainly require two things, okay. The first is going to be the nature of the graph, and second is going to be the points on the graph, okay. Now, nature of the graph will come by some understanding of the different types of graph we come across. For example, whenever we saw about ax plus by plus c equal to 0 in the previous classes, we saw that the graphs were straight lines, okay. Whenever we come across equations like ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, or y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, okay, they are basically quadratic equations, right? So they are like parabolic in nature, okay. So likewise, there are different types of equations, okay, and different types of graphs: linear graphs, parabolic graphs, trigonometric, logarithmic, exponential. Okay, over the course of time, we'll discuss all of them. Okay, going on further towards the points on the curve. Now, there are specific graphs like the quadratic equations where you definitely or you necessarily require the points on the graph. Okay, so how do we find out? By substitution, probably, then by maxima or minima, then by finding out the open or closed circles. We'll discuss all that. Okay, as and when we go further. Okay. So let's talk about the graph of y is equal to x. Okay, as I told you previously itself, any equation of the form ax plus by plus c equal to 0, it's a straight line, right? So if you observe carefully, this equation can be rewritten as x minus y is equal to 0, which is reminiscent of ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. इसी form में है ना ये, right? This is 1x minus 1y plus 0 is equal to 0. यही हुआ ना, right? So remember, the graph will be a straight line. Now, guys, to form a straight line, we require only 2 points, right? So we substitute the value of x and find the corresponding value of y, and we do it exactly twice to find out the points on the graph. Okay, so we start by putting x is equal to 0. When we put x equal to 0 here, y kitna hoga? 0, right? And if you put x is equal to, let's say, 4, y bhi kitna hoga? 4. I have taken random values here, 4, so that the graph becomes slightly like large. Agar main 1 lunga to pass mein milenge points. Okay, but you can take any point of your choice. 2 points are sufficient to determine a straight line, right? So I now plot these 2 points. एक आपको दिख रहा होगा blinking on the screen, the origin 0,0, and the other point is 4,4. It's blinking on the screen right now. Now when I join these 2 points, I get the line y is equal to x. Okay, guys, let's go on further. Now I need to plot y is equal to x by 2. Okay, guys, exact same logic. I'll be putting values for x. If you put y is equal to, if you put x is equal to 0 here, guys, y कितना हो जाएगा? 0.2. 0.2 is nothing but 0 as such. Okay, similarly, you can take x is equal to 4 now. Okay, if you take x is equal to 4, y हो जाएगा 4 by 2, which is nothing but 2. Again, I have put 2 points. 2 points मिल गए, straight line के लिए काफी है. देखो, origin दिख रहा है आपको. Okay, you may also see the other point. Okay, 4,2. Right? When I join these 2 points, I get the required line y is equal to x by 2. Okay. Going on further, guys, suppose I want to plot y is equal to 2x now. Same logic. X equal to 0 put किया, y कितना होगा? 2 times 0, which is 2. Also, if I put y x is equal to 4 here, y कितना होगा? 2 into 4. 2 into 4 will be 8. So 2 points on the graph are origin. You can see it blinking. And the other point 4,8. You can see it blinking as well. Okay. When I join these 2 points, I get the line y is equal to 2x. Right. Okay, let's try to plot y is equal to 2x plus 5. Okay, guys, again, same procedure. Okay, यहाँ पे if you put x equal to 0, you will get y is equal to 2 into 0 plus 5, which is nothing but 5 as such. And if you put x is equal to 3 here, you will get y is equal to 2 into 3 plus 5. 2 into 3 is 6 plus 5 is 11, right? So see, you can see the point 0,5 on the y-axis. It's blinking, right? And the other point is basically 3,11. You can see that also blinking right now on the screen in the first quadrant. When I join these two, I get the line y equals to 2x plus 5. Okay. Now let's plot the graph of y is equal to x square, guys. Now, as an additional, extra property or extra information we require for quadratic equations. Okay, y is equal to x square. May first of all we need the nature of the graph. I told you before itself. Okay, any graph of the form y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, it is nothing but a parabola. Okay, parabola means it is a curve like this. Okay, or like this. Okay, it may also be vertical or inverted, right? This like this. Okay, so y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Always remember, guys, the graph will be parabolic. So y is equal to x square is reminiscent or basically exactly the same as ax square plus bx plus c, right? So this graph is going to be a parabola. Now I require 2 more things, guys. Apart from the nature of the graph, I require 2 more things. First is going to be the maxima or the minima, and second is I'll be going to I'm going to require the points on the graph. Okay, so remember, quadratic equations will always give you a parabolic curve. Okay, and the things which you need to find are points on the graph and the maximum and the minimum. Okay, now if you observe guys, यहाँ पे if you take x as any value, 1, -1, 2, -2, okay, y will be square of that, so y will be a positive number always, right? Except when you take x equal to 0 here. When you take x equal to 0, y कितना हो जाएगा? 0 square, which is 0, right? Okay, and as in when you increase the value of x or decrease the value of x, you can observe that value of y keeps on increasing. So if you take x as 1, y is 1. If you take x as -1, y will be -1 ka square plus 1. If you take x as +2, y will be +2 ka square plus 4. If you take x as -2, y will be -2 ka square plus 4, right? So now if you observe carefully guys, the minimum, the point of minimum here is the origin, right? Next important point which you need to understand is nothing but the root or the roots of the quadratic equation. Roots means where will the value of y be equal to 0. In this case, y is equal to x square. Y 0 kab hoga when x square is 0, and for that x should be equal to 0. So guys, yahan pe the roots and the maxima minima, these two are exactly the same points, and that is the origin. Okay, when we join all these points, we get the graph of y is equal to x square. This is how it is going to be. Okay, let's take one more example guys. For y is equal to 2x square, the exact same thing. I know the root or the graph touching the x-axis will happen when x is equal to 0, and that is also the minimum value here. So just put down the values and check. 0 pe 0 aayega, 1 pe 2, -1 pe again you'll have 2. Okay, as you can see, as and when I plot or write the points, they are appearing on the screen right now. Okay, x is -2, y is again 8. Okay, so taking the values of x, you can calculate the value of y accordingly, right? जैसे यहाँ पे हमने x equal to 0 put किया, तो y क्या हो जाएगा? 2 into 0 square, which is 0. If you take x as 1, y will be 2 into 1 square, which is 2 into 1, 2 as such. Same thing goes on if you take x equals to -2, right? So y will be 2 into -2 ka square, okay, which is 8. Okay guys, so when you join all these points, you get the graph of y is equal to 2x square, and this is how it's going to be, right? On the screen right now, it's blinking, right? That's the graph of y is equal to 2x square. Okay, let's go on further guys. We try to plot y is equal to x square minus 4. Now this is slightly different, or rather very much different than y is equal to x square, right? Because pehle the minimum value of the graph was 0. अब आपने क्या किया है? Y is equal to x square को और -4 कर दिया है. Means the minimum value reduced by 4 steps, right? So in this case, you will have a minimum value -4, and this you can observe that happens at x is equal to 0. Okay. Now guys, second step is, okay, this is how you find the maximum or minimum value. So we know this is going to have a minimum value, okay, and maximum value infinite, will keep on increasing. Okay, now second thing we need to find out are the roots, right? Where the graph will be equal to 0. So x square minus 4 0 kab hoga? When x square is equal to 4 or x is plus or minus 2. Okay guys, so we observe that the graph will have a minimum value -4, okay, and the roots are plus and -2. Okay, now let's try to plot the values. If you take x equal to 0, y will be 0 square minus 4 -4. Okay, as we saw, this is the minimum value, right guys? Okay, see, it's blinking on the screen right now, right? Going on further, if you take x equal to 2 guys, I know it is the root, so y will be 0. Okay, same thing happens for x equals to -2. Okay, if you take x equal to -2, y क्या हो जाएगा? -2 square, 4 minus 4 0. You can see it on the screen, it's blinking, right? You can take some more values if you want. Okay, x is 3, y will be 3 square minus 4 9. If you take x as -3, y will be -3 square 9 minus 4 5. Okay, just join them, you get a graph of y is equal to x square minus 4.